Welcome to the Lee Michaels Show with Carol and your daily cast of characters, where we discuss the issues of the day, entertainment news, what's really going on in Washington, and the world. Why don't we just hear it from the horse's mouth himself?
We can't have someone in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified. I don't think it's safe to be briefed on national security because the word will get out. I know at some point they're going to want to brief me, but I'm not a talker about this stuff. This is like Watergate, only it's worse. Because here, our foreign enemies were in a position to hack our most sensitive national security secrets.
Of course, it turns out the Russians didn't need to hack Hillary's email server. They were able to hack Trump's mouth.
This is like Watergate, only it's worse.
The Lee Michaels Show on the Power of Voices Radio Network.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Hello. Wake up. It's time for the Lee Michaels Show. Here we are live Monday through Thursday, right here at 10 a.m. Pacific time, where we put it down. We tell the truth. We lay it out. We talk about politics, sports, fun things, current events. We cover it all. And today is no different. The only difference is the President of the United States is a bold-faced liar. Now he's lying on the Boy Scouts of America. Man, do you have any shame whatsoever? None. This guy is ridiculous. He's lied on the president of Mexico, said he had a conversation with him, bragging about the fact that, well, I don't know if it's a fact or not. Maybe it isn't. That the people coming across the border have lessened to 80% less. And he said he talked to the president of Mexico about that subject. The president of Mexico sends out a message, said, haven't talked to him. We haven't had that discussion. Your president is a liar. That's what he is. He makes up stuff. Now, is he fully aware of what he's doing? Or is he senile, crazy, have lost all of his damn mind? That's my question. I'm not going to give him an out of being senile, crazy, or anything like that. He's just a bold-faced liar. Plain and simple. And we, the people, y'all, us, me, you, allow him to get away with it. When are we going to stand up and say, Mr. President, enough? If you can't do any better than that, get the hell out of the office. Go. Go home. Bye-bye. And that's the way it is. That's the way it should be. Don't you have any honor? Yeah, we've had some crazy presidents in the past. But like this? You make people like Nixon look like a saint. And I heard some guys yesterday say, Obama was a horrible person. He was a horrible president. He just messed up everything. Really? Where have you been? At least he didn't lie. Bold-faced liar. With no shame in his game. He tried to be an honorable man. He was. He is. He may not have done everything that he had hoped for, and there's good reason why it didn't happen. It's called the Republican Party, the Stonewall Group. He didn't get their support. Why? Do I need to tell you? You know why. Because he was smarter than they, and he happened to look like me. Anybody tell you anything else? They got their head in the sand. So that's my little commentary to open up the show today. Where the show will go, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Because we already have a stacked deck here. We got Carol in the house like a child on punishment. We got Apollo standing by. We got Chris Bass. Bass is almost loaded. How you doing, Carol?
I don't have no headphones.
You don't need them right now. I'll get them for you. You can just talk to me for now.
I'm okay.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You been up all day or something? You're looking kind of...
I just worked.
Yeah,
I
okay.
have to work whatever hours I have to.
All right.
I see the Dow went way up or something.
All right, it's been going up.
It hasn't done in years.
It's never been to 22,000.
Nope.
It's a new high.
But, you know, Trump will take credit for that.
Well, yeah, of course he will. But, you know, when it was surging like that under the former president, nobody wanted to give him credit for it.
Well,
so
they say
I'm
it
not going to
hasn't
do it.
surged like that in years and years.
Well, it's been surging for the last 8 years.
But that high, they said.
No, it's never been to this point. Every point from about 6-7 years ago, it's been a new high. So it's been on a high for, this is nothing new. It's a new territory at 22,000 rather. But it's been breaking records for the past 6-7 years. And that's a good thing. I mean, there are people, you know, making money from it. I'm not in the stock market. I don't play that game anymore. Last time I was in it was back in the 70s, I believe. And I had some Microsoft stock, and it doubled, and I sold. And I think if I still had it, I'd have at least $15 million because it's done quite well over the years. But be that as it may.
Well, I think Snapchat, since they went public, I think they're going down.
Yeah, well, a lot of these new technology companies.
Well, he's not
you know,
a very pleasant person.
Yeah, well, that helps make it go down. When you got a jackrabbit at the top, it's going to do that. Okay, let me welcome the guys in here. And your headphones are out at the front desk. That's where they are. They were used last night, and somebody put them on the front desk. At least that's where they were last night. They may not be there now, but yeah. All right, so welcome, Chris.
Boom shakalaka. How you doing, Lee? How's
I'm
everybody?
doing all right, man. I'm rocking, jocking, and finger popping. How
That's
you like
good.
that
That's
one?
nice. We got that. Well, that's a good look for you.
Yeah. Some old jocking stuff there, you know.
Nice.
Yeah. So what do you think of that? Well, let me introduce, bring Apollo in. He's standing by probably with a cigarette in hand and a cup of coffee.
No, I got something else in my hand.
Well, that's okay. You keep it to yourself. How you doing today?
I'm good.
Good. So
Trump said he will not be staying in the White House on the weekends because it is a dump, and he will be. He said that Trump tells members of his New Jersey golf club that he will be spending most of his weekends at his resorts because the White House is a, quote, real dump.
What an asshole. I mean, he's just a straight certified butt.
And they're going after any colleges that let people of color in to diversify. They're going after them. You saw that.
They're trying to
suing
claim
universities that use affirmative action type.
Reverse discrimination.
But let me say this. You know, when you were talking about the stock market, a lot of people don't realize this. The stock market is based on corporate profits, not on consumer spending or income. So when you look at what people are making, and consumer spending has gone down rapidly since Trump was inaugurated. So go back and look at consumer spending from January to today. It has gone downhill rapidly. So this is very temporary. These corporate profits are going up.
Of course,
but not payroll or people's income or consumer spending. So the numbers are not really valid in terms of the economy.
Yeah, you got to know how to interpret those numbers. You know, it means that corporations are making money. People are buying stock, and you know,
go back to 2006, 2007. They were high. That's because they were selling those hot potato mortgages and passing them around.
Right,
and then. Right before Bush left, see, he didn't time it right. It crashed right before he got out of office.
That's
I
right.
guess he had hoped that he would have passed that whole economy on to the next president.
Exactly.
And it would have happened on his watch.
Right.
This is very similar to what's going on.
Exactly. You know, and I've heard a number of economists say that this rise is not because of the current administration. It was rising under the former administration, and it would continue to rise for a while. And hang on, let me plug our headphones in here. And one thing has nothing to do with the other. It was a projected rise based on a lot of economic indicators, like you just explained. And the interest rates are going to go up more because they have to control this inflation. And that's how that's done. So if you're trying to get a mortgage or buy something that requires a loan of any size, it's probably the best time to do it now while the rates are still relatively low. Because they're going to go up. They have to control the inflation. And that's how that's done. It's a numbers game, folks. For those of you who don't know, now you know. But yeah,
the fractional reserve system.
Exactly. So yeah, he's messing with the colleges. He's moving people around within the Justice Department to
trying to get lawyers to start suing these schools.
Exactly.
Max Myrick said that's great. Now all the HBCUs will have the best ball players again, and you can have them white boys if you want.
But a lot of the HBCUs have white people there now.
Yeah, they have to do that. They have to. Now, what's going to happen? Black folk going to be mad because you got white people at HBCUs. They're trying to diversify. It's just.
Yeah.
It was like the busing. It's the same thing. It was like back when they were trying to integrate schools. They're trying to keep the schools integrated, keep the colleges with some color to them. And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
College campuses are supposed to be the most progressive, free-thinking campuses in this country.
And most are.
Unless you go to Oral Roberts University.
Yeah. What's that other one?
Then you getting some oral over there for sure.
Yeah, so you're getting some brainwashing.
I have sinned.
You remember that, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Trump called the White House a dump?
Yeah, you didn't have your headphones on, but Apollo just mentioned that he's going to stay away from the White House on the weekends because
we gonna pay for it,
right? Yeah, well, to cut off your expenditures there, Mr.
Yeah,
Man.
I mean, what nerve? You've been in that White House before. You visited there. You wanted the job,
right?
You don't hear soldiers saying, "I'm going home on the weekend because this tent I got to sleep in over here in Iraq's a dump." I'm going to a golf course on the weekend because this is a dump. Your commander-in-chief thinks the White House is not good enough for him, but he forces you to sleep in a tent in the desert.
Right. Make all kind of sacrifices so he can live his lifestyle.
Home and go live in his golden penthouse on the weekend.
Well, folks, but there's some people that think, well, he's okay. I don't mind. That's what he wants to do. That's fine. You got to
pay your taxes, though. You better pay them taxes because
right.
he needs jet fuel for that damn Air Force One.
Yep, it costs $1 million a day to move that thing around.
Yeah, he's sitting there eating French fries and fried chicken. Trump did everything that they said Obama would do. The first black president. He eats fried chicken, fried food, moved his whole family in the damn White House. I mean, he did all the shit that they said Obama would do.
Yeah, well, it's always, hypocritical, and it's okay if somebody else does it, but that's where it goes, and it's really un-American the way this guy.
If the pendulum swings twice, if the pendulum swings really, really back left, we might end up with President Cory Booker when it's over with.
Be that desperate.
I'm saying I like Cory Booker. Cory Booker just doesn't sound like a president.
Yeah, I mean I agree. He doesn't sound presidential.
The name doesn't sound. If you hear him talk, he sounds
Cory
presidential.
Booker.
President Booker, T.J. Booker, in the White House today. But I like Cory Booker. If you watched him,
yeah, I have, but I haven't gotten that excited about him. I think he's okay, But the president has to be exceptional.
Well, hello. I mean, what the hell?
In a
Corey's
good way.
very Obama-esque to me. I mean, he was a Harvard Law graduate.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he's got a lot of the same characteristics. It just now, what are we going to hold everybody to the Obama bar? If they happen to be of color, they got to be.
No, I don't. Regardless of the color of your skin, I think that you have to be exceptional to be the president of the United States. You can't just.
Who do you think is out there right now?
I don't
that can
know.
do it?
That I've been wrestling with that for the last year.
Kanye West.
No, he says he might run in 2020. You better get on a racetrack and start running.
He's suing somebody right now.
Yeah, I thought it was somebody suing him, wasn't it?
He's suing the promoter of his tour. Oh no, he had insurance on his tour, and then he canceled his tour.
Right,
and he's saying he had to cancel it due to health problems. Well, being drunk is not a health problem, I don't think. At least Bill Clinton stopped that. He used to get a disability check for being drunk, but you can't do it anymore.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, well, it's always a double standard. I mean, it's always been since the beginning of time. And this whole thing, for example, you mentioned about, Sessions and the whole affirmative action thing when it comes to colleges and white students not getting the privilege. You run the people who tell you, who may be white descent, and say, look, hey, that's not my fault. That was, that was back before I was born. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes you understand something. Yes, you're correct about that. It's obvious. But somebody in your family benefited somewhere. And your race course have benefited from that. So you just can't sit back and say that, well, it's not fair in this area, because since, we've been brought over here, not just people of color, but, we go back to Asians or whatever, in this country, we've been, used for slavery and use. But look, it's always a double standard no matter across the board. Like, I remember this interview I was listening to on radio. In fact, Stephen A. Smith of ESPN was interviewing Steve Harvey before Steve Harvey lost his mind. And he was going over the double standard in the industry. For example, Steve Harvey was saying that black-led TV programs, by contractual agreement, had to have at least one white actor or actress in the staff. So they couldn't have a complete black staff until the star, whether it was Steve Harvey or Jamie Foxx, became executive producer and then changed things around. So we noticed the earlier days, say, with Steve, let's go back to the Jimmy Foxx show. But there was one at the hotel. There was this one white bellhop at one point, and then he was phased out. The earlier days of Martin, when Martin Lawrence was on Fox, he had a white radio engineer that he was phased out. So in the beginning, when you get there as the star, you have to have one white cast member by contractual agreement. Wow. And the only way you can change it is you become a producer of the program.
But when you flip that script around, there are many TV shows, movies, in fact, most, have no people of color in them.
There you go, right.
So why is it a mandate the other way around?
Exactly.
And many times there are non-people of color playing roles. Same thing in the Cowboys and Indians. A lot of those guys were not Indians. They were, white folks dressed up like Indians.
In makeup, correct. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I remember reading about one of my favorite actors of all time, martial arts, of course, was Bruce Lee. And so I'm reading about when he was hired to play Kato for the Green Hornet series in the late 60s. So I'm reading articles like the producers are saying to him, okay, they look at the rushes, as they call it. Okay, can he keep the mask on more? They're like, why should he? Well, we don't want to show his Asian face. Kato is Asian. So, you couldn't win. And then you go, for example, the idea of Kung Fu back on ABC was originally an idea that Bruce Lee had and was taken by the network, and you don't get an Asian actor, you get David Carradine to play the role of somebody Asian.
He died in pantyhose, didn't
he? I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I remember that one.
Found him, he hung himself. He was masturbating with a belt around his neck, and he accidentally killed himself, but he had on garter belt and stockings and something.
Wait a minute. That doesn't sound right.
David Carradine, go research, go Google his death.
He was hanging himself and masturbating at the same time.
Well, you know, it's that thing that kids used to do. I heard about it, where like as you're masturbating, you tie something around your neck and you you cut the blood off to your head right as you're about to ejaculate. But apparently he was trying to do that, but he was also dressed in his wife's lingerie or something, but. He or some women's clothing, but he apparently it got too good to him, and he killed himself by accident.
Yeah. Well, how do you ever know that there was an accident or not?
Well, I know maybe he had.
Come on.
Yeah. They could have set him up.
Yeah. Somebody might have had a gun to his head while he was doing it.
Yeah, you gonna hang yourself? Put on your wife's lingerie too while you at it.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's one of those situations where you'll never know what really happened.
That's right.
Because he can't come back to say, yeah, man, that's what I was trying to do.
He must have had some dirt on Clinton. That's how that happened.
Now, have you guys, I was talking to Jesse T yesterday, and he was telling me that the young black guy who claimed Clinton as his daddy was recently found dead or something. It was killed.
Oh, wow.
2-3 months ago. I don't.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Let me see.
Yeah,
Let me look that up. Let's see. I can tell you real quick. Let's see. Let's look it up. Clinton.
Yeah, do your little research on that. I haven't had a chance to do that.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Have you heard anything about that, Carol?
No.
Yeah.
Let's see. Danny Williams was his name. Danny Williams. Let's see. Clinton's black son demands DNA. Let's see. Danny Williams. I don't see anything about him being dead. I think Jesse T was giving you some
bovine.
Some of that bovine, as you said. Bovine. Bovine lives matter.
Yeah.
Let's see. Clinton.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that either. I think that would have made some kind of news.
You got a Facebook page here. Danny Williams. I am the son of it. Damn, he looks like him, I tell you.
You think he does?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lord.
Yeah, he sure does.
I did not have sexual relations with that whore. I simply put $700 a month in her mailbox.
Yeah, that was a weird
he's
situation.
still alive. Danny's posting on here every day.
Yeah. I didn't think that. See,
Jesse T, you full of it, brother.
Yeah, you blew it. You must be reading those crazy websites with that kind of noise.
Like ultra conspiracy sites and stuff like that.
Hey, now you know, if they could clean that kid up, he looks good and he's got some color in him. That could be the next Clinton president right there.
Now, I don't think he has any desires for being the president of the United States. He just wanted his daddy to say, "Yeah, come over here, son.
Come here, boy.
Come here, boy.
Show you.
Come here, let me give you a hug."
No, I'll never do that.
Yeah. Well, all you got to do is get somebody to get a strand of hair and do a DNA test on him.
All you got to do is get that blue dress and get a little bit off of it.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Sure
the DNA is already out.
Still some DNA in that dress you can get.
No doubt. That's interesting.
No son of mine got no damn afro.
Yeah.
They always said Clinton was the first real black president. Now he really proved it.
I never
don't want to pay for him. Child won't pay child support.
Well, see, I never embraced that concept of the idea of him being the first black president. I mean,
where did they get that from?
I never did either.
Well, I think because many people thought that he was pro-black, and in his agenda he did some things.
And then his legislation was definitely not pro-black. If you super predators and mandatory term limits for minorities for crimes that were convictions that were racially biased.
Right. So
absolutely.
Based on those facts that you just laid out, I didn't sign on to that one.
It was the old bait and switch. What it was. And the reason they said I was black, did you see my hands when I was playing that saxophone?
Yeah, I mean, he played a decent sax.
I'm
I
talking
didn't think
about,
it was
you see how
outstanding.
big my hands were. You know what that means, don't you? You got them big old hands. Yeah, got to wrap them around something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, big feet too.
So what do you think is going to happen here with this president we have? I mean, do you think he's really going to last 4 years? Or
Noam Chomsky, whatever. Noam Chomsky. Am I saying his name right?
Yes.
He says exactly what I've been saying, that it's just an absolute distraction, and you need to see the legislation that's being passed while Trump is over here distracting us with the shiny objects. And you got to watch what Congress is doing right now. They're going to use Trump as a distraction, and they're going to pass legislation that is going to change the landscape of our country. And I think I think that's exactly what they're doing. They're using him as a bright light on the left flank, and they're attacking us on the right.
well, that very well may be, but I think we got to look at because the Congress has got to be in lockstep with the president for his agenda to be moved forward. Now, unless
they
they
really have an agenda, and they can pass legislation quickly and swiftly that doesn't get any news coverage, and if the media doesn't cover it, then sometimes they're part of the problem, I think.
Oh, of course. Well, just like
Scandals are only a distraction to hide what's going on behind the scenes. I'll send you this story, Lee, and you want to read it on your...
you might ask the question, why did it take Trump several days to sign this legislation to increase sanctions against Russia? And apparently he wasn't happy with it. And I'm reading another headline here. It says, in their meeting, President Trump pressed Putin on Russian meddling in the U.S. elections. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said. Now, why is this information just coming out now? Why didn't Trump come out and say it? Why didn't Trump say in that second meeting I had with Putin, I pressed him to the wall. I made him give me some straight answers, and he said, but see, that's what I have a problem with this guy. When you're being accused of doing something, and if you're not guilty of it, then you should be on the right side saying, no, that didn't happen, and this is how I handled it with Putin. And I told him if he didn't do it, you better not think about doing it because you're going to pay the price. It's going to be ugly. But none of that is being said. You know? None. Zero. So that makes me question where his heart really is. And is he still lying? We know he's a bold-faced liar. We know that. He's been caught in lie after lie after lie, and he's still the president. Even in his corporate world, that would not exist.
Right.
So why does he get a pass in this situation? He's a liar. He's not working in the best interest of this country. And if anybody out there thinks that I'm wrong, okay, put your comments on the Facebook page. Okay? Do that. Let's chop it up.
Yeah. Well, you know when you're in a business deal with somebody, when you go through all the negotiations, you sit back and say, okay, what's in it for me when I'm going through all this? So let's look, for example, saying goodbye to the mooch, Anthony Scaramucci. Now here he is, and they just got fired, from John Kelly, now the White House Chief of Staff. And he shows up at Trump Tower in New York for dinner and breakfast the next day. Now, if I was fired from my boss being, I guess, the president, I'm not going to go to his hotels,
No.
or
We ain't
places
gonna be
of
hanging out, buddy.
Exactly. Unless there was
High-fiving.
some.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. You know, unless there was going on.
Yeah, well, he was a hired hand. He was hired to come in there and cause some disruption.
Right. He was the hatchet man.
Yeah, absolutely. He was the guy to come in there and get rid of the chief of staff, which brought him great pleasure because they didn't get along. They didn't like each other.
Him and Reince
Yeah.
Priebus there. Yeah. Yeah.
You all right?
Man.
Oh. So you know, it's crazy. I mean, they think that we're nuts and that we're not paying attention, you know? And maybe most people are not. Maybe most people just don't get it. But it's clear as a bell to me. But you're right. I mean, this guy sold his company. Okay? Now, I understand he was having troubles at the company, but he's out of the company. He got some Chinese organization, a company to buy him out. So whatever amount of money he's sitting on, he obviously did not need to be a communication director. Now, when does a communication director come in and have that kind of juice and can tell the head guy under the president to stand down and start making changes and firing people and all that? That's a setup.
Right. It is.
Totally.
It is.
I was communication director for a prosecutor in Will County, and I didn't have that kind of leverage. I couldn't come in there and start firing the lawyers and tell the lawyers what to do and what not to do. No, it doesn't work that way. It's not in that pay grade. How you going to tell the chief of staff what to do and you the communication director? No, you're in charge of the communication department. The press secretary or secretaries, they have several typically working on different levels. But that's it. You don't overstep that. But that's exactly what his job was.
But it's all these egos who don't want to check them at the door. I mean, you know, here's Scaramucci. You're going to sit back and have what do you say to the press? I'm leaving to give Kelly, meaning John Kelly, a clean slate. No, you was fired. You know, you can't save your face, Mooch, on this one.
Yeah.
Your ass was fired because Kelly made it very, very clear that you had to go, gotta go.
Absolutely. 11 days in the job.
Right. 10 days, 11 days, you just look.
I know
dude,
disc jockeys that had jobs longer than that.
Now, see, that's saying a lot. Right there.
Apollo's had jobs longer than 11 days. So
there you go.
In the brutal radio business.
Yes.
You know,
very
disc
brutal,
jockeys
very
keep their
cutthroat.
jobs longer than 11 days.
Yeah. That's a record. But yeah, 11 days going to try to save face and say, no, I'm leaving to give him a clean slate. Dude, you was kicked out on
Kelly
your
said,
gas.
He got to go if you want me.
That's right.
If I'm going to come in here and run this joint, then the garbage has to go out first.
Of course.
Call the dumpster man, come in and get this garbage out of here. But you know what? Listen, Kelly, from what I understand from all the reports I've heard, is a pretty square shooter. Now, no doubt,
Right.
45 needs a guy like him. Now, will 45 listen to this man? Will Kelly tell him, hey, Mr. President, you need to stand down on this one? No, don't say that, Mr. President. Will he follow his chief of staff's orders? Will he get in line? I think for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then his ego is going to say, man, wait a minute, hold up, homeboy. I'm the head dog up in this house.
That's right. I'm Adolf Hitler.
I'm the president, not you. And you ought to be glad that I pulled you up out of the job you had that I gave you. So don't tell me what to do. I mean, he's basically done that to his lawyers. His lawyers has advised him to do certain things or not do certain things, and he does it anyway.
Right.
So what makes you think he's going to respect the general? Nah. For a brief moment, only if he really wants to be a successful president. That is the only reason he will follow anyone else's instructions but I don't think he really gives a damn one way or the other. I think he's already cut his deals to ensure him and his family and his grandchildren are good for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's already cut those deals, man. That money is already flowing. The patents in China, he had been trying to get for 10 years, and magically, now I'm the president. If for no other reason to be the president and to be able to clear those 10 or 11 patents in China is worth its weight in gold, silver, platinum, and any other precious metals you want to throw in the mix. For as long as the Chinese will honor them, because there's some thieving people. They will copy every damn thing they can get. They used to come to the country and take pictures of stuff and go back and make it. It's just amazing.
Right.
So there you go. That's what's up. The deals him and his son-in-law have in Russia, China, and other countries around the world. That's what this is all about. It's big pimping. This ain't no street pimping, tennis shoe pimping on the streets in the hood. No. This is major white-collar pimping. Big money pimping.
Pimping.
Yeah, that's who we got as a president. Big pimping. Big D.
Help.
Big D in the house. Yeah, that's who we got. You don't give a damn about you, me, or nobody else.
No, of course not. That's right.
And I'm asking for your resignation right now, Mr. President. American people will accept your resignation immediately. You're a liar. You're a fraud. You're a thief. You don't have the best interests of the United States of America. You're an ugly man. I'm not talking about your facial features. Some people will even go that far. I'm not. I'm saying your heart, your spirit, your morals, your values are ugly. You're selfish. You don't give a damn. Because you've been allowed to get away with it. You've been slapped on the hands a few times in some lawsuits, and the government fined you when you and your nasty daddy were taking advantage of people in New York, denying people of color to rent in your apartment buildings that you own and manage. You're nasty. You're a mean man. You have no compassion, no love. You're greedy. It's all about money. You're greedy. Greed will destroy you. And you're on your way of destroying what little bit of credibility you once had. And I hope I live long enough to see it. I want to see you go walking out the back door of the White House in shame with your head holding down. I want to live to see that. So hurry up. Let's get it cracking.
So when it comes to credibility, Lee, did he ever have any?
No.
Okay, yeah. So it doesn't matter.
But he's been able to put that mask on and
Right.
bully his way to success.
And he hasn't been in a position where everything he says is scrutinized or questioned
That's right.
up until this point.
That is it. He's been able to get away with it in the public sector, in the corporate world. And it's obvious that he doesn't have any regard of how government runs, the protocol, the systems, because he does stupid stuff.
Well, it goes back to what you said about the whole, like, the Boy Scouts and, the Mexico exchange and everything else. They like, for example, the whole thing with the Boy Scouts, they called to tell him he had the greatest speech ever. And they're saying, well, no, that in the statement they said that never existed. There was no conversation,
at all
between the Boy Scout leaders and him. And the same thing we know with Mexico. They were like, oh, no, but that never happened.
Oh, you know what? Maybe, but give him an out. Okay, 45, you can use this lie. Maybe he was spoofed. Maybe it wasn't the Boy Scouts. Maybe it was the same guy that's been sending emails to your family members, and he got you on the phone and suckered you into believing you were talking to the head of the Boy Scouts of America. And you talked to the president of Mexico. And y'all cool, y'all buddies. Yeah, and you did this great thing to help him because because you closed the borders, that the Mexican southern border has been getting no action because they know they can't get through. Man, you are out of your damn mind.
He got mushed.
Totally. But that didn't happen. He just made that shit up, man. He's a liar.
Of course, right. Right.
See, a couple of people out there sitting back going, yeah, well, maybe that's what happened, Lee. Only people who say that or believe that are people that believe that this guy is a square shooter. Because y'all looking, hoping and praying that something miraculous happens, like the stock market at 22,000 today. Mm-hmm. Because of Trump. Bullshit. It ain't because of him. If it is, then would you agree that the rise that's been happening in the stock market for the since Obama came in the House, would you give him credit for that? Well, you didn't want to do it then, so no, you can't do it now. What the hell has he done to make the stock market rise to a new high? Nothing. Because he doesn't have any control over that.
That's right.
He doesn't have any control over the Federal Reserve. You appoint the head, but once they become the head of the Federal Reserve, they can turn their butts to the president and say, Mr. President, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm doing what I want to do. Because me and the big bankers control this, not the federal government. The Federal Reserve is not controlled by the federal government. No ties. The president can suggest, beg, ask, plead, but they do what the hell they want to do with the interest rates. They can raise them, they can lower them at will. The president can send them a cherry pie, some ice cream, some donuts, or whatever, but they make that decision. And to be clear, they don't give a damn what the president says because they got that. 100% control over the Federal Reserve. They can buy and sell gold, silver, platinum, do whatever they want to do. The president can just have to sit over in the corner with his thumb in his mouth. Few people know that. I think more in recent years, because there have been a number of credible books that have been written about it and more discussion publicly. So people are beginning to wise up a bit. And those who have a degree in economics and in the financial world, they probably know. But when you hear the name Federal Reserve, you just assume that it's tied to the federal government. Not. That's the monetary system that floats on its own. And the IMF and all the other worldwide connections. Mm-hmm. That's how that game is played. So, my question to the American people, how long will you allow this man with no credibility continue to run this country like a popsicle stand? He can do whatever he wants to do when he wants to do it. It's not fair. It's not right, and it's not in the best interest of the people in this country. The image of the United States of America to many of our allies, they're scratching their heads and saying, yo, man, what's up? Why are you doing that? That's not going to help the situation. Again, I'm going to repeat it. On 8/2/2017, we're going to have another military conflict in the near future. And that's going to get the minds of the people in this country and around the world off of the shenanigans that this fool is doing. For a moment. And depending on the outcome of that scrimmage, mini war, will determine his legacy. That's the only thing that matters to this guy is his ego.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, we all know this. He's all for self. He's all for, quote unquote, Team Trump, his family and the like. And, when you do something like this, you are destroying the nation as we know it. And I know it sounds very harsh, but also very true. Like you said before, Lee, you do the Uber and Lyft, and you run into people who are not from this country, who come in and you have a conversation with them, and they tell you, we're a joke at the station of the game. We're laughed upon, and rightfully so, because we have a person, I keep saying, who is unfit to be the president and unfit to be a human being. So you can't even do the latter first, to be a human being, and you get in this powerful position of the free land and the free, what can you do? He has no idea what he's doing. And like I said before in the conversation, because of his ego, it would get in the way. I have a strong feeling that once again, recently hired Chief of Staff John Kelly is a no-nonsense type of person, and sometimes you need that. And people keep saying that he's there to restore order within the White House because all this chaos is going on, all the infighting and things going on. So he's there to establish order. Once he continues to butt head with 45, is going to be one.
Oh, yeah.
Because 45 can't take that.
If push comes to shove, if there has to be some distance between the White House and family members, that's going to rock his boat. If he has to distance his son-in-law, his son, his sons, his daughter, or any of the above, this man's going to lose his damn mind. He's not going to like that because he will become more insecure. He won't have a cover. He won't have that input, although he'll still have it. It just won't be official. So when he's away on those weekends and they're behind closed doors with no Secret Service around in that room and no fear of it being bugged, then they will have those family discussions to ensure the cash flow does not stop flowing. And that's where that's going to go. That's where it's going now.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that his son-in-law can do banking deals, loans and what have you with Russian banks, and that's okay, when Russia is one of our biggest enemies? How is it okay to continue to do business? And you one of the top advisors to the President of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. When does the conflict of interest kick in? Come on.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
None whatsoever.
Chris, you try to do that. You go do that right now.
Me? Oh, no.
Right now. Just go ahead and
Hell nope.
Call the banks over there in Russia and tell me you need $252 million because you want to buy some property and do some things over there in Russia and see what happens. Before you get off that phone call to be in those little SUV, black SUVs.
Black SUVs, yep.
In those Suburbans, bulletproof, they're going to be knocking on your doors. I know you just finished that phone call. Would you come with us, please?
There'll be some men and women
in black.
Black suits with the earpieces.
That's
the
right.
Black suits, the black SUVs come to give my black yes.
That's right. Mr. Bass, would you please come with us? We have some questions for you. Where are we going? That's not important, sir. Just
I want to be Mr. Bass, like Mr. Black Man. Come with us, please.
But wait a minute. Let me talk to my wife. No. You don't need to do that. No.
Don't worry about it. Come with us, please.
Right now, please, sir. We don't
I have
have
to
any
go
problems.
right now.
Right now. Now, you cannot go to Go. You cannot collect $200. You cannot take a leak. You got to go now. And that's how that's going to play out.
Oh yeah.
But see, these guys are PCs, privileged characters, because Daddy is the Prezi. And everybody's afraid of him because he might get fired. That's a hell of an image, man.
Yeah, like The Apprentice.
This ain't a TV show. When y'all gonna get that? Y'all been suckered into believing that what you saw on TV, it's a TV show. Scripted. Listen, that is planned like most of these so-called reality shows. The ones that are not well scripted fail. They come and go. You can count them. You know who I'm talking about. I don't watch any of them. I think I watched The Apprentice from beginning to ending maybe twice. And, I just saw all the fake in it. I think I saw the episode or two with Dionne Warwick, that whatever that was. But I can't tell you any of the others that I remember.
All right. It's amazing, and some people cannot even tell the difference. I know it's kind of scary, but because of what they produce on television nowadays and cable and internet, sometimes, certain people cannot deduce which one is which. Like we had a conversation before about how people gravitate towards the internet when it comes to certain fake, and not fake, but fake news sites and news sources.
Yep.
So, they'll say, oh, man, okay, well, so-and-so, got their, kneecap removed. And, there's no credibility behind it. All it is just, come take a look, how many hits I get, and then we'll take it from there.
That's right. Get paid those pennies on those fake ads they have on there, too. Lose 25 pounds in 20 minutes.
There you go, right.
Get your free bottle. Just pay for shipping. $9.95 for shipping. Wait a minute. Where the hell are you shipping it from? The freaking moon? So you paying for the product and the shipping in that free product. Come on, people. Stop being fooled. Don't buy that stuff. It's full of stuff to make your heart go fast, build up your metabolism. You're sweating like a pig. Where'd that phrase come from? I've never seen a pig sweat. Have you?
No, I haven't. I've seen a lot of fat people sweat, but maybe that's where it came from.
Sweating like a pig.
Yeah, no offense to the morbidly obese people.
Right.
No offense, but some of y'all do sweat. I mean, case point, myself included.
Well, I think everybody sweats, but some people more than others, of course.
That's true.
Yeah, I've seen some skinny ass people sweating.
Yeah,
they might be on some of them booster pills, but sweating like crazy.
Yep. We gotta bring your own towel set. There's a lot of sweating going on.
BYOT.
Right.
Bring your own towel.
Bring your own towel.
And make sure you load up on that deodorant, please. And then where's the funky, sweaty person?
No, you don't want to be functified.
You know what? I asked my mom when she introduced his son, it's time for you to start using deodorant. I said, well, why do you only have to put it under your arms? Why don't you put it on your butt, your kneecap, your elbow, your head, your back, your chest? No, you just put it under your arms. Shut up. Don't ask me no more questions.
Well, you one of those children that ask like 85 questions in a row or something like that?
Damn right. You got a problem with that? Inquiry minds wanted to know. I got to know.
Well, I know your parents got tired of you. Hey, boy, we got time for this, please.
Well, that's what they had the muzzle for. They put a muzzle on me.
Let that boy be quiet and say no more.
Yeah, no, I don't think I was a chronic wire. My youngest son, Corey, he was inquisitive like that. He was kind of
Oh, okay.
yeah. He was a why guy. You tell him, so why? What do you mean why? Because I said
Right.
so. When you get
There
to
you
that
go.
point when you have to say because I said so, they have irritated you to the max. You got no other words but because I said so, son.
My dad would cut it off before you even
Get
thought
there.
about asking a question. Yeah, he just, look, it's like, take this garbage out, go to the store, make sure you get my cigarettes, Vanish Blue 100s, come back and cut the grass, and take some more garbage out. Don't ask no questions. You do as I say, or you're going to leave.
And bring me my change.
Thank
I'm
you.
back.
Don't keep no change.
No change. Nope. Bring me all
Nope,
my
hell
money
no.
back right now. Hurry up.
And I want to see the receipt too.
That's right. Did you go through that, Apollo?
I was gone for a long time. That was Craig Knight from KCP in Las Vegas.
How's he doing?
He's doing good, and he's trying to he was trying to text. He said, "I tried to text you some copy." I'm like, to this number? Yeah. I said, it's a landline. That's why I never got it. You can't text me to my house phone.
Now, why would anybody text you some liners? Come on, man.
Because
Email
he
the
was
damn
not in
thing.
the station. He was out somewhere.
And you don't have Google Mail or some web-based
He
mail?
said on this phone, I don't have email. I'm like, you got an Obama phone? What phone
Even
don't
though
have an
Obama
email?
phone has email. Come on. You got internet access. You pull up your Google, Yahoo.
He might have had a jitterbug phone or something.
Jitterbug.
But then we got to talking about other stuff, Trump and Craig's are really, it's Gladys's nephew, Craig Knight,
Oh, yeah. Out at in Vegas.
in Vegas.
Yeah, he's the program director.
He's the general manager.
Oh, is he? Okay. I thought
He was the program director.
Okay. Last time
He's
I
a
talked
bright,
with
he's
him.
a bright, real bright brother, man. Good dude too.
Yeah.
And he's a good leader for that station.
Good. Yeah, I've only talked to him one time when I was living in Vegas. I had intended on going by there to meet him and say hello.
You should, man. You should go by there.
I will. Next time I'm in Vegas, I'll do that.
I'll call him and tell him you're coming, so he'll
Yeah.
make sure. Yeah,
Yeah, but we talked
He'll
on the
roll out
phone.
the red carpet for you.
Oh, you ain't got to do all that, man. Just, I'm a radio guy like him.
Nah, but you are the radio guy.
Oh, stop it. But I just want to go by and say hello. I do that wherever I live. I go meet the cats that I've heard about or even know. I just,
Right.
I'm a radio guy. I want to go see the station. What kind of equipment
Yeah.
you got there, buddy?
He got some new equipment there.
Oh, good. Good.
Matter of fact, Baisden is moving to Vegas, and they're going to be renting him a studio to do his show.
Who's going there?
Oh, okay.
Michael Baisden.
Oh, okay.
Everything is everything, family. We're going to shut Las Vegas down.
Now, he's moving to Vegas?
Yeah, he's moving there, so he's going to do a show from the KCEP
Studios.
building.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to just rent studios.
I don't know why he's doing that.
Space
He still has the equipment that he got from the other company.
I know. He might have sold it, though. He was out of the pocket for 4 years, so.
Yeah, but he made a lot of money. He shouldn't have been hurting.
I told Craig he had a great studio in his house down
Yeah.
there in Miami, so.
$1 million
I don't know why
worth of
he-
equipment, from what I heard.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't just move that out there and have somebody hook it up for him.
I was told he dismantled the studio and put all the equipment in his garage.
Yeah. Oh, he had a storage building. It wasn't a garage. A storage unit.
That's nuts. I would
Yeah.
never tear my studio down.
Well, he sold the house.
Ah. Well, yeah,
Unless
that
you want to
makes
sell
sense.
the house to Tom Joyner, and nobody else got use for that.
That's
you know.
true. I don't know. Rick Party would probably jump on something like that.
No, I mean, Rick didn't have a need for a. Rick's already got a studio in his house.
Yeah, I
you
know.
don't need to.
But I don't think Rick's got $1 million studio.
Yeah, but why do you? Rick didn't have $1 million to pay for Baisden's either. I don't think. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
And knowing Baisden, he would want $2 million because my
'Cause
lips touch this mic, and it's
Exactly.
worth more.
Please.
The emperor.
So yeah, we were talking a little bit about reality shows, and this president is running the country like a reality
The
show.
Celebrity Apprentice. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're fired. You're
Right.
fired.
And we also kind of wandered off into when we were kids, and your parents would say something to you, and you go, "Why?"
Because I said so. That's why.
I said the same thing. That's what my mom would say to me. Boy, don't ask me no more questions. It's because I said so, and I know what I'm talking about. Now go in
And
there.
that works until you're about 15. Then it don't work no more.
Yeah. Well,
And that's
it doesn't
and that's
work.
funny you say that, because religion is the same for me. It was like I would say, well, why? Because the Bible says so. Well, hold on, but okay, that worked when I was 10, and then as I got older, I'm like, no, that the Bible was written by white men, so I need to know why. I looked at I went through the go Google right now. Google go online and pull up the white pages, the Israeli white pages.
Israeli white pages
In Israel.
Okay.
You won't find one person over there named Matthew, Peter, Paul, John. None of those names are in the white pages in Israel.
No, they got a bunch
So
of
I
names
asked
you
my
can't
pastor,
pronounce.
why is that? Well, it's because, King James translated. Why did we whitewash it? Why can't it be? Let's turn to the book of Akbar. Why did you change the names and whitewash the scripture? Why did that? See, I don't trust that, so I don't know what else you changed in
They
there
changed
either.
everything
You left the book of Enoch out, which
Right.
really is. Why did you? I don't know.
It was complicated.
Yeah, it's not complicated. Conquerors of men write history, and they write your religion.
That's true. On the real. That's why I don't get too twisted up in it and real deep in it, because it's I don't know what the original word was.
No, and I'm not going to get in it.
Well, you can go over there and they got the scrolls and but it's written in a language that I cannot read.
Yeah.
So it's going to be up to the interpretation of the interpreter that you hire. And then,
that's called a preacher, and he wants 10% of your income to translate that for you every weekend.
That's right. All right, so we've beat up the president here pretty good, but he ain't going to pay attention to what we got to say. I think the Senate should pass a law to evict him from the White House, since he says it's what does he say? It was garbage?
Yeah, he says it's a dump.
A dump.
He said that's
So-
why he goes to his resorts on the weekend.
Get your fat ass out of our dump and keep on stepping. Maybe you ought to go down to Mexico. You've made friends with the president down there. Y'all buddy. You can go down and play golf and hang out since you've done such a credible job for the country of Mexico by closing off the northern borders, and now you're taking credit for the southern border. Lord have mercy. You one powerful
Trump's-
man.
The fruit don't fall far from the tree, and his father, it was a KKK member. His grandfather was a pimp and a tax evader. So,
Really, I didn't know that part of his family history. I didn't.
his father was arrested at a Klan rally back in the 30s. A riot, a Klan riot. His father was actually arrested. And
Wow.
His grandfather. Go research some of that stuff about his grandparents and his father.
Interesting. Wonder why the Democrats didn't use that in the election.
Hey, I don't know if you noticed this, though, but did you notice that when Trump was asked recently about what he and Putin were talking about an hour when they went in the back room at
Right.
the G20?
Yep.
And he said, we were just talking about adoption.
Right.
And that's what he said that, and he told his son to say that, too, about
Exactly.
the meeting he had.
Well, he had
He's
to
probably so
tie the
he's
two
probably
lies
got
together.
so much dementia. Huh?
Yeah, he had to tie the original lie when he told his son to put out
Right.
the statement, and so he had
He
to bring
forgot
that
he
back.
already used that excuse with his son, then he tried to recycle that excuse.
Mhm.
But you know what? I got to thinking about it. Trump has adopted 2 women from Russia. He's had 2 Russian wives. So
He's got a real thing for Russia, man. Yeah,
Well,
I think he
those
might be
women
Russian
are
his damn
desperate.
self.
when you look like him, you can't get a pretty woman like that unless they're just trying to get some citizenship. Brothers, I know plenty of brothers got some pretty little Filipino wives until they get citizenship and they get Americanized and
They
get
flip on them.
and take half they escalate.
Yep. Yeah, it's all a racket. All a racket. And this guy's a racketeer. and he thinks everybody in America and around the world is stupid. He's the only smart guy. You know, that kind of personality, that it really angers me because, you know, you sitting in the big chair and everybody in the room that you've invited there to suck knowledge from them, and then you're going to look down your nose at them and say, you know, y'all don't know what you're talking about. I'm smarter than all of you. Well, what's the purpose of having this meeting? You know?
This guy, John Lander, just posted a picture of Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and he said, doesn't she look like that roommate that comes to the door and says, I'm sorry, she doesn't want to see you anymore? She does look like the fat, cock-blocking tag-along girl that always tagged along with the pretty girls.
Yeah.
Like, come on, girl, go with us. If not, he'll try to get in my panties. Like, why you bring Sarah with you again? Hell, I need to find somebody to tap that so she can get out of here. She do look like the fat, cock-blocking girl, don't she?
Yeah, she probably was, but she's a kind, gentle, Christian kind of girl.
Yeah, right. Hold on, I'm gonna send you a little.
Her daddy's such an outstanding guy, you know.
Hold on, hey, here, hold on. Look at this, Lee. This is not profane. This is just her. This is her saying something, and then we tag it. I just messaged you to it.
I got it.
I think it's a
White
30-second clip. You can play that. It's play that audio.
Okay. Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never promoted violence. What are you, stupid?
Play the audio.
Yeah, let me try to pull it up here.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I can't believe they want to even go there. See, that's the kind of stuff that just doesn't make sense. You're going to put out a message like that. And no, it's not true. Or are they just that stupid that they think it's what they're saying is the truth? Could they be that naive, that stupid?
Well, yeah, his base is, yeah.
They're that stupid. They'll believe anything that they say. But, you know, as the old saying goes, and I forget what the guy's name that was famous for bringing this to light. He says, if you keep repeating the same lie over and over again, it'll eventually be the truth.
Hell, I used to tell lies to my wife until I believed the shit, and we get mad. And then I'd have to sit down and say, hold on. That was all a bunch of shit that I just said.
I made that shit up.
None of that. But when you say something, you actually begin to fossil a visualization of the lie in your mind.
Yeah.
And it becomes reality. And that's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Straight up.
Yeah.
24/7.
And would get mad and angry. And then I would like, how the hell am I angry over some shit that ain't even true?
Because the lie ain't working. Now you got to tell another lie to cover that one.
No, I would get angry that they didn't believe my lie because I actually had stored it in my mind as a fact and had it visualized as a reality, and it wasn't.
Yeah, they were supposed to fall for the okie doke and did not.
Yeah, that's right.
Did that audio not play, Lee?
No, I've got to bring it into the streaming software so that people can see it. So it takes a second or two to hook that up.
Right.
Hook it up. Okay.
Maxine Waters. Reclaiming my time.
Carried out on a stretch.
All right. I got it here. So let me. Yeah, I love that piece you sent me on Maxine. She don't play.
Nah.
She's the real deal when it comes down to.
She'll beat you with a wooden spoon if you don't act right.
That's right.
Form or fashion has ever promoted or encouraged violence. If anything, quite the contrary.
Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks.
Rough up. Maybe he should have been roughed up. Maybe he should have been roughed up.
All right, yeah, get him out. Try not to hurt him. If you do, I'll defend you in court. Don't worry about it. So if you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. Okay? Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise. I promise.
Now, what do y'all say about that? See, that's another lie. Now he's got Huckabee's daughter out there spewing another lie.
Yeah,
And
he
there's
never
the proof.
promoted violence ever.
That's bullshit.
I'm sorry. Did you play? I didn't hear it.
Yeah, he didn't have it piped through our.
I'm
thing
sorry.
here.
You want me to play it again? I'll
No,
play it again.
let me play it again for
Let's
Chris,
play
yeah.
it again. Hold on.
Here go.
Hold on, Jim Shoe.
Lee needs a board op in there.
No. But see, now you guys
need a jitterbug control board then.
No. See, you're going to get the echo, though. That's why.
The president in
You
no
hear it now?
way, form or fashion has ever promoted or encouraged violence. If anything, quite the contrary.
Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks.
Rough up. He should have been. Maybe he should have been roughed up. Maybe he should have been roughed up.
All right, yeah, get him out. Try not to hurt him. If you do, I'll defend you in court. Don't worry about it. So if you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. Okay? Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise. I promise.
Foot in mouth. You heard it then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's another cover-up of a straight-up lie. How can you say he's never promoted violence?
He catered to a really ignorant base because the stuff he says, I promise you, everybody's going to have health care. It's going to be very cheap. It's going to be better than what you have now, a lot cheaper, and everybody's going to have it on day one.
Yeah.
Really? That was exactly what he said.
He did.
None of that came to fruition.
No, and it wouldn't. It's impossible.
You know, I mean,
with the stroke
everybody
of a pen,
will have
you
a
can't do
Cadillac. Everybody will eat free. I'm going to make the world great. Going to build a wall. Mexico will pay for it, and everybody will have plenty of groceries. Your house payments will be paid. You don't have any worries anymore because President Jehovah Trump is coming to save the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's basically what he said.
Exactly. And people
these
bought
trailer
it.
trash cracking Confederate flag flying imbeciles came up out of Ethel, we got to go register to vote. Hell, we ain't voted since Reagan. You know, they come up out of the woods and voted for this man.
Yep.
And now they
here's the thing, though.
Feel right.
And that's total truth that you just stated. That he woke up what I call the living dead. He brought him out. But
now, if you want to really piss them off, cut off their OxyContin prescription, then they really lose their mind.
But see, because this election was tampered with, and it had to be tampered with in order for him to pull this off, there's no way in God's green earth could this possibly happen. There were no indicators that this was going to happen. Only one poll out of all the damn polls that were taken said he was going to win. Not one intellectual know-it-all in politics predicted this, other than the Fox people. The Fox network does not have a big enough cume to bring this kind of success to a candidate. They didn't in 8 years. With all the rhetoric and fire and brimstone they threw at President Obama, they could not defeat his movement. So there's only one way that this guy could have won. The election was tampered with. Yeah, he woke up the living dead. He brought out some racist morons, but it ain't that many of them left to have the outcome that we just had. The Electoral College was a landslide against the impossible outcome. Not possible, ladies and gentlemen. And the popular vote he did not control. With Obama, he controlled both popular vote and the Electoral College.
That's right.
The only other time that the popular vote was defeated was when Bush ran in his second term. Correct? With the hanging chads.
Infamous, dimple chads.
Hanging chads.
No, that was his first term, not his second term.
What, the hanging chads?
Yeah, that was 2000, not 2000.
Okay, the one with against was it Gore?
That was Bush's first term.
First term. Okay.
I mean, that was the first election.
Right.
Rather.
Was it? I thought Gore was his
2000.
second.
No,
who ran against him in his second term?
what's his name? Oh hell, John Kerry.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the hanging chads? No, that was the first one. That was the first one because Gore.
John
Gore
Kerry
caved in.
ran against him in 2004.
Yeah.
Kerry Edwards.
Yep. I like Kerry.
I like John Edwards. If he wasn't a dog, he was a likable guy.
Mm-hmm.
He just was cheating on his wife, who was dying of cancer, with his.
Yeah.
You know, you get out there on the campaign trail, and he was screwing some campaign girl or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that ruined him politically, you know.
Oh yeah, he
your
was
wife's
done.
at home dying, hair falling out, and you out here having babies with your campaign.
Yeah, that was
advisor.
a disaster.
And then those $200 haircuts weren't helping him either.
You don't pay $200 for yours?
No, I pay $10 at the barbershop. I actually give them $15 though.
Yeah.
I go to a real barbershop.
Me too. Me
They
too.
just.
How long does it take for them to cut your hair?
Well, they shaved my neckline and all that, so I got to go today. As a matter of fact,
I need to go myself. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
There
When I
you
get
go.
off.
It takes them maybe 8-10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My guy takes a lot longer.
I get a 0 on the side and a 3 on top, and then they said that don't take nothing.
Well, you get the old military cut.
Yeah, I look like a state trooper when I come up out there. And I drive an Impala too, so the cars be when I come up on them, they get out of the way. Oh shit! He got the cut and the sunglasses on. Shit.
You looking real official.
Like referees with whistles.
Now, I know, Chris, you shave your head, right?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, I can shave or I go to my barber and he give me like the nice straight razor thing.
That's
Like,
shaving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, get this skinny.
You know, because the old school barbers, you know, when he went to, they were telling me when he went to, for school back in the day, they had to shave balloons to train.
Shave balloons?
Yeah, for shaving. You put the lather on the balloon and then shave
If you
develop your technique.
Yeah, you cut that rubber.
We
then
should send them to Washington, D.C. today, and they could shave buffoons.
That's a good one. Not balloons, buffoons.
Yeah, that'll work. There you go.
Can you imagine Trump laying back in that barber chair? It'd be like that Color Purple moment where she about to cut his throat with that razor.
Lay back. Yeah, lay back.
And here come Jeff Sessions running. Seeley, what you doing?
Yeah, we got a bunch of characters controlling our government. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. I'm not a happy citizen right now. Not because Hillary lost. I just don't like what we got. It ain't got nothing to do with Hillary.
And I've told people, like with Bush in there, I mean, I didn't agree with their politics. I didn't agree but you know, I mean, and I didn't agree with Rumsfeld. I didn't agree with Cheney. But these guys at least knew how to keep the car between the lines, even though, and they weren't as radical with the legislation. They were now, of course, the Patriot Act was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But at least I did. I slept at night knowing, you know, they're not going to let North Korea bomb us. They're not going, you know, at least I knew it was like this shit'll change. It's just temporary. Trump is scary, man. I was never in fear when Bush was in office about.
I agree.
And then I got an $800 check in the mail for no reason. You know, I'm like, what is this? That's that earned income tax credit. We just got a check for $800. What the hell is that? He wants us to go stimulate the economy.
That's right.
Hell, let's go shopping.
Spend that money.
Shit.
Yeah.
And then he did that No Child Left Behind legislation, which set up middle colleges all across the country. And my youngest daughter got to graduate high school with an associate's degree. She went to a university as an academic junior at 17. So, I mean, that Bush affected my life in a positive way. I got to say that.
And that makes sense because, see, the thing about Bush was that Bush is also about legacy, about his father before him and going to the office, because how the story ran, everybody thought that Jeb Bush, of course, you know, he was former governor of Florida, was going to be, you know, the next one after the father.
Right.
So here comes W, of course, you know, he's in college drinking and carrying on everything else. And like the prodigal son, he comes out of nowhere and becomes the president. And about him, it was legacy. Like I told you before, you look at the staff. He only did his hired his father's staff.
Yeah.
So he had the people around him with the acumen and the experience and everything else.
It was like a take two, you know?
Exactly. So like what Paulo, you just said, I didn't worry about that. I mean, I didn't like it, but I didn't worry about it. Once we go back to what we have now at 45, this dude is Mission Impossible because he's about himself and could snap just like that. And it could be all over for all of us.
You're right. I think that's a strong possibility, but I think at some point in time, the other branches of government will have to put the brakes on this fool and say, "No, Mr. President, we can't go to war." I mean, yeah, you're the commander in chief, but and I would hope that the generals and the admirals will stand up and say, "Mr. President, we totally disagree with your wishes here. That if we go in here are the consequences." We attack this country, the ripple effect from that is going to be X, Y, and Z. And we're not in a position to overcome this X, Y, and Z because many of our allies will walk away from that, and then he will be standing here with our wee-wees in our hand. And Mr. President, no, we cannot. And I would hope that there's enough brass out there that will stand up and be very matter-of-fact and tell him, no, we cannot, should not, and will not do that. What is he going to do, fire all of them? He's going to have to stand down. So I hope that our military might that we have will stand up and do the right thing. And when there's time, when it's necessary to launch the missiles, they need to go to him and say, Mr. President, it's time. Right now, you don't think about it. Don't go to Congress and debate it. It's time. It's time to rock and roll because they have already launched. If you ain't going to push the button, we will. This ain't a reality show. You can't say take two. No.
That's right.
No. But you're right. Going back to George W., he had the old man's friends wrapped around him. Rumsfeld and Cheney. They actually ran things. And he followed their direction.
That's right.
But the clown we got now, first of all, I'm not sure that he has the right people wrapped around him. Certainly the first 6 months does not indicate that he made good choices.
Right.
So I think that's part of the problem. His ego, his desire to be the man is just overwhelming.
But see, once again, if you have the experience, that's different. Like, okay, going back to, like a sports analogy. Here in Chicago, we had Phil Jackson, not the New York executive of basketball. Phil Jackson lost his damn mind. I thought the Phil Jackson we had as basketball coach of the Chicago Bulls.
Right.
And he was replaced by a guy who was in college. I think his name was Tim Floyd, something like that. Some guy from college. Now, if you're going to start a basketball team and your best friend happens to be Phil Jackson, that's different.
Right.
But don't bring in the best friend because he's your best friend or she is, and you just throw them a solid, throw them a bone.
Exactly.
This is about the government. This is about the United States of America. This ain't no freebie or I'll do you a solid. This is a serious ass job we got here.
Right, and you have no experience in running a government.
None.
And you convince people to vote for you because you've been allegedly a successful businessman. Well, that ain't necessarily 100%. Anytime you get sued over 4,000 times, how smart are you? You're smart when you avoid litigation. You're smart when you do the right thing. You're smart when you pay people a decent wage. You're smart when you build buildings with quality material.
That's right.
When you don't live by those standards, then you're a fraud. You're a jackrabbit. You're going to take the advantage of people. You're a weasel. You're Mr. Haney. And I know, I've called him that many times, and I'm sure Mr. Haney's saying, Lee, why you want to put him in my class? I'm better than that. I mean, come on. But anyway, what y'all gonna do?
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah, I want to. You're right. I want to run this by you and everybody here as well could jump in when I bring this topic up.
By the way, let me just.
Yeah, sure.
Carol had to leave the studio because she has ants.
How many?
I don't know, man.
She has uncles in there too?
Yeah, evidently the exterminator was coming to her condo. And
those ants. Okay,
yeah,
my bad. I'm sorry.
No, not the aunts. Ants in your pants, and you want to dance. So she had to go to take care of the extermination of the mighty ants.
Got it.
Wait a minute. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Just because she's been absent for the.
Okay, that's the problem. That's the problem. I hope she gets rid of her ant situation.
Yeah.
So, for those of everybody follows sports or basketball in particular, there's a guy. In fact, he's out your way in L.A. LeVar Ball. Mm-hmm. And LeVar Ball is the father of Lonzo Ball, who just got drafted by the L.A. Lakers in the recent draft.
Okay.
And prior to that, he did a one and done for the basketball team for UCLA. And he has two others. I'll say that again.
I said okay.
Yeah, so he has two other sons he's pushing to become basketball stars. Lonzo now is the first. And LeVar Ball is very braggadocious. He reminds me of those professional wrestler managers. Come right up here, I'm going to kick your ass and everything. And this guy right here, the Python's brother, the type of, come see, P.T. Barnum type thing.
Yeah.
And he's all hype. Let me say this up front, too. I give him credit because nowadays when we look at black people or say black men, they're vilified in the press. They're predators. We're getting shot. So it's nice and positive to see a black man who is pushing his sons to become professionals. I get that, and that's a lot of love. I respect that.
Right.
But recently, he coaches these AAU games for youth basketball, and he got into a scuffle vocally with a female referee, and pretty much called her out and said that because she was female, she didn't know how to call the plays or call the calls right and stuff like that, and demanded that they give him a new referee, and they did.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Adidas responded to that. Adidas separated itself from it and said that should never have happened, and they had an issue of a statement saying that we do not allow that type of behavior. We promote, of course, female athletes, so this was all wrong, and of course we promote, female referees as well. And you can't take him too seriously up to this point. I mean, this is the same guy who says he could take on Michael Jordan. Now, he played, I think he played, go back to LeVar Ball. I think he played at Washington State and averaged 2 points a game. So shut up.
Damn.
Really.
2 points a game, and you want to take on Michael Jordan.
Thank you. Right.
No.
I mean, it's all loud.
That dog won't hunt.
No, it won't. No.
Forget about it.
As you say, there's a lot of bovine.
Exactly.
So, yeah, he said that, and then before Lonzo got drafted, he was saying that his son could beat Steph Curry, two-time champion of the Golden State Warriors. So a lot of this stuff is just really braggadocious. You could believe in your family, you could believe in your sons.
Exactly.
But, look,
it did
easy.
Get
a little... but he's a nut.
Yeah.
And especially being sexist the way he was towards a female referee was just unheard of.
That's not right.
And not only that, they replaced her with a guy referee, and the guy referee got into it with him too.
Oh, well, he's just got issues. He's full of himself. Let's look at some of the comments here.
Hey, Lee, you're about to have new neighbors out there in Los Angeles.
Who's that?
Jay-Z and Beyonce just bought a $90 million L.A. mansion.
That's crazy.
$90 million.
$90 million.
Owned it before then. They bought. Let's see, David and Geffen's Malibu home. No.
In Malibu?
No. Let's see. It says I'm trying to see the house. Parents of newly-born, actually be settling down in the West Coast with a brand-new potential home. Well, more like a dream mansion. The 2 Grammy-winning artists reportedly have their eye on a modern Bel Air luxury property that's going for $90 million.
Bel Air, okay.
Yeah, hefty pricing aside, let's see. The Carter family is supposedly getting the place for a steal, as the original asking price was $135 million.
Oh, I feel better already.
Nonetheless, if things go according to plan, it will still beat out the highest sale in town known to date, David Geffen's Malibu home, for $85 million. So they'll have the most expensive piece of property ever purchased in Los Angeles.
And you never want to be at the top of the heap. Okay?
The 30,000-square-foot mansion was designed by architect Paul McLean and includes a spa, media room, 4 pools, a 15-car garage, a 2-acre basketball court. What more could a power couple want? Why do you need 4
tennis
swimming
court?
pools? No, they got a basketball court. You know, that's the brothers. They own no tennis court. Ain't no brothers playing tennis.
Listen, for $90 million, that sucker's got to be on the Pacific Ocean with a yacht pulled up in the back of it and a whole lot more. $90 million is a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
It is.
$90
I mean,
million.
Why do you need to spend $90 million?
If you were
Ego.
if you were one of Hollywood's best and brightest actors at $20 million a film, that's almost 5 films you got to do just to buy that house.
Now
that's
it's more
5 films
gross, but you're not going to net $20 million,
right?
You know, by the time you pay your agent, he gets his cut and their taxes and everybody, all the other leeches that's hanging on that $20 million.
And let me ask you something.
You're not netting that kind of money.
I would love to hear Chris's opinion of this too. Like Jay-Z, we obviously know he has arrived financially.
Mm-hmm.
But when I listened to this last album, there's a lot of mention in there still about how he used to sell cocaine. And I think that at some point we have to evolve out of that. Why is he still glorifying that he got away with it and now is making lots of money? You still hear the mention of his drug dealing days and his music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here we are 25 years into his career. Why is it? I think it has a negative impact on the people that are listening to this music. Do you think? I mean, can't we find other things to talk about?
Well, yeah,
than
but
his
that
past
would
drug life.
Yeah, but that would make sense. And because he's still feeding into that world that still lives there, and you know that's pandering down, dumbing down, because they believe that there's still juice in that dumb down. No other reason. He's not lifting up. He's still dumbing down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I would never buy anything that still trying to make that glamorous. Your previous life, you say previous, and I assume that you're no longer dealing in drugs, but maybe some of your cronies that you still lifting up. But I don't know. I'm just saying, if you can't, now you about to move into the $90 million house, you're making money off of dumbing down the people that are buying your product and supporting your concerts and the products and services that you sell, whatever it is, wherever you're making money. Do you still have to do that? Why not lift people up and say, hey, don't do that. I got lucky. I'm out. And I'll never do that again. Here's what you need to do if you want to be like me. Don't do like me.
Right.
If you want to be like me. Let me help you.
Maybe the only way to get where he is to do like him.
Well, maybe for some people. But if that's the only access, if that's the only exposure, then yeah, that's your reality.
Now, Dr. Dre didn't do that. Dr. Dre was never a drug dealer, was he? I don't think he was.
No, I don't think he was. I
don't know.
Well, I know
Eazy-E was the
Eazy-E
only
was.
drug dealer in that crew.
Right. He
Dre
fueled the
was
money.
just a music nerd like us.
Right, he fueled the money, of course, for the group, but we all know by now, we've seen the movie
Right.
Straight Outta Compton, and they put him on there because they figured we got to have some sort of respect for the guy, and he turned out to be one of the most original sounding rappers of his era. So
Right.
I think going back to what you said, Apollo, about Jay-Z, you know how certain people are, they want to remind people where they came from. So they constantly try to go back to that base, or maybe it's some sort of inspiration for him. But you look at other artists like, okay, Ice Cube, how much he evolved from NWA to where he is now. So even people before him tried to do that and didn't be successful. Like it's about the rap game. People should really go back and look at MC Hammer. Hammer pretty much had paved the way for hip hop artists
All
coming
them
into the
suckers.
world of film.
All of
Yeah,
them.
all of them. Yeah, exactly. But remember when he did it, he got dissed. They put him down.
Yep.
You shouldn't be doing that. You're selling out. Shoot, man. MC Hammer had a cartoon on ABC, Hammer Time.
Yeah,
At
but when he
that-
jumped out of the window with the parachute pants and a chicken leg in his hand, that kind of didn't.
Well, yeah, but he ran for the border. I got that, But once again, it was the breakthrough of what we see now. You see people evolve. People look, they've done so well in acting. People even remember that they rapped, like LL Cool J and of course Will Smith and Queen
Ice-T.
Latifah. Yeah, all of them.
Yep.
Ice-T is unique because remember Ice-T got flack for doing Cop Killer,
Right.
Right. Yeah.
and he's playing a cop now. On
That's right.
you know what I'm saying? How
And
life
Ice
is.
Ice Cube doing Disney movies now.
Is
Who
that
would have
right?
thunk it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's evolving, and I don't hear T and Cube and all those guys, making new product, talking about the way it was and being hard and all of that.
Nah,
but
nah,
yeah,
they
I agree
moved
with
on.
you on the MC Hammer. MC had opened the door for
Yes.
these guys to step up, elevate, go to another level. He was a Vegas act before Vegas was allowing
That's right.
Oh yeah.
hip hop guys to even get off the plane in Vegas. So now, because of his breakthrough, because of his crossover capabilities, they put him down because they couldn't do it because they were short on talent and imagination. They were hard, man. It's the street, it's gangster, all that bullshit. But the reality is, y'all missed out. You missed out. And then when you did get a big venue to allow you to come in, all your thug-ass fans came out and broke doors down and trampled people and shooting and cutting and fighting. I mean, come on. That's not good for the business.
No, there's not.
It's not.
And going back to the whole thing, we just talking about hip hop and its evolution on stage. No offense to the Godfathers and the people who were doing, how many times can you stand on stage and wave your hands in the air? I mean, come on now. Everybody's done that. At least with people like Hammer, you got a show. Look, you got pyrotechnics, you got dancers, and even though it's like 75 on stage, you still got a show regardless. And you just, the evolution of that is still amazing because once again, you took it from the street to wax, and everything else to stage, and you see where it is now. But it went in stages, as we know. But Hammer had really the vision to not just like the average rapper. He had his own style, of course, to the Hammer pants and everything else. And he was able to go on stage and put on a programmed technique show. It was fantastic. Now, we see what happened to him now, but once again, go back to what I said earlier, that dude should get all credit in the world for paving the way for these hip-hop artists to go forward and have careers, because really it's a young person's game.
I'm glad you caught that because I was getting ready to get you.
Yeah.
You said artists.
Yes.
That was fun. I'm sorry, Chris.
No, it's all right.
I love you, boy. I love you. I love you, man. I was in the mall one day with this dude, man, and this girl walked by. He was a listener, but I used to give him a ride from work. We went we would buy this chick. He was like, "Hey, man, you see the breastises on that girl?" I'm like, "The what?" He's like, "The big old breastises." I'm like,
Well, see,
I'm sorry.
you can't correct somebody when they say breast and sisters. That's different. That'll pass.
Lord Jesus. Trump signs Russian sanctions bill, however, calls it significantly flawed and says he doesn't agree with it.
That's because he's Putin's biatch.
Yatch.
That's what that's all about.
Yeah, man.
I had to go get me some juice, man. My whistle was getting dry.
The juice is loose on the Lee Michaels Show.
I'm drinking some cucumber lime with mint juice cocktail from Concentrate. I know it's not no real healthy thing 'cause it's got 24 grams of sugar, but it sure tastes damn good. 15% juice. So for all you health nuts out there, don't criticize. I know what I'm doing. Sometimes you just got to have something that you like.
Natural sugars are not that bad for you, though. Like in fruit and pineapples and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway. So let's see. We got about 15 minutes left. Let's check the news headlines and see what else is happening out there before we get off the air.
Right.
And so we can cover the latest and the greatest in breaking news.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is when the show goes wild, folks.
I know you're going through this. You work with people that are on the air talent, and they're still on the air when their mics are off when they leave the studio.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, you always work with a guy, of course, or gal that did, slow cuts or, stuff like that, the slow jam stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then you still run into after the show, hey, man, that was a good show, man. That was all right. Yeah, baby, that was, everything was everything. I'm like, dude, you're off mic now. You can,
take it easy.
You don't have to talk like that now. It's just you and me. You trying to hit on me? No, man, I'm just trying to mellow out. You didn't mellow out on the damn program? What the hell? You're on for 4 hours, dude. Come on now. Oh, well, yeah. I'll tell you what, man. I'll meet you at the bar later, man. Go get some females. All right, dude. Okay.
Hey, I had a buddy of mine who used to do overnights on a station, and some nights I would be up there doing production. I would give him a ride home so his wife wouldn't have to come get him, and we would stop at a convenience store, and they would have the station playing. Of course, Skip Murphy would be on at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He would say, hey, I see you. Did you work last night? And the guy's like, yeah, I get off at 7. He's like, yeah, you were listening to me all night. And he's like, who are you? I'm Todd Hager, the overnight sensation on Power 98 WPET. He would start talking like that. Yes, I'm the overnight sensation. I'm Todd Hager. How you doing? Like Donnie Simpson, Video Soul. He starts talking like that.
Oh, God.
I'm like, dude, why? What the fuck was that?
He was jocking.
He'd start talking, yeah, you were listening to me all night last night on the radio. I'm Todd Hager.
I said, no, man, I was asleep. I just got here.
Be the fly on the wall and say, hey, what are you listening to?
Yeah.
Did you listen all night? I've heard of that. What do you like about that station? Once you tell them you work there, you ain't going to get no real feedback.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's true. I'm just checking the headlines here. Do you guys have anything that we've missed so far? I think we've covered.
No, I can't think of anything right now.
Where'd Carol go? I haven't heard her in a while.
Yeah, you stepped away when I explained, I guess. She had to go back to her condo because of ants, and apparently the exterminator guy showed up, so she had to go let him in.
Her aunts and uncles, man.
Yeah. She had to exterminate half of her family of the aunts and uncles that showed up.
Did she get rid of that little Asian lady?
Yeah, she's gone. It was
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, the son that lived there, but his mom came in from China.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he moved out.
Oh, okay.
But
Carol has the worst time with tenants and.
Well, you're right. But if you've got such really strict rules, you're gonna have that problem.
Oh, she's got really strict rules?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And some of it has a lot to do with her cats, which I understand. She wants to protect her cats, and
no pit bulls allowed in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's part of the territory that comes along with renting a room.
Yeah.
It's pretty popular here in Los Angeles because apartments and houses are so damn expensive. It's not It's very common now.
Yeah,
to rent a room for $900, $1,000 a month.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Out here where I'm at, you can get a 2-bedroom townhouse for $600 a month.
Shit. You can't even get a house in the hood for that.
1.5 bath.
You can't get nothing in L.A. for $600 unless you own
that's why I love where I'm at. And see, I can be in Charlotte in an hour flat. I can be in Greensboro in 2 hours. I can be in Asheville in 45 minutes. I can be in Winston-Salem in an hour and a half. I can be in Atlanta in 3 hours.
Well,
that's 2 CDs in the car, and you there.
Yeah, but people will rationalize. Well, yeah, but your income it's all relative.
I work for myself, so my income is it hasn't changed.
Right, so. But what you do, you don't have to be in L.A. or New York or Chicago.
Not anymore.
Nope. You don't need that face-to-face.
I ain't got no rush hour traffic. Ain't no rush hour traffic here.
Right? None?
I know the sheriff. I can call him at home and say, hey, give me the lowdown on these people.
Mm-hmm. That's too small for me. I don't want to be in a town that damn small.
No, I mean, our population of the town I'm in is like 28,000, I think.
28,000?
Yeah.
No, that's too small.
I love it.
So, do you have a 24-hour grocery store?
You got a Walmart and a Bi-Lo.
Never been to the Bi-Lo.
What's a Bi-Lo?
B-I-L-O, Bi-Lo.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
And Food Lion. You had Food Lion because you're from Virginia. You know about Food Lion, Lee.
I think they came along after I left.
It used to be Food Town, then they changed it to Food Lion. Lowest food prices, but the Super Walmart's open all night.
Okay.
You can go in there at 2 in. You got to walk around pallets, and they got people in there
loading shit up,
stocking shelves and stuff. Yeah.
What about your nightclubs? When do they close?
I don't have any nightclubs here. They got some breweries. They got some micro breweries uptown, like where they have live music and. Unfortunately, this town, man, and I hate to say this, we can't have no nightclub here because the folk come in there and get drunk, and it's usually one target demographic of folk that like to get drunk and shoot up the parking lot. And I'm not going to say what demographic of folk that is, but we can't have shit here because this one specific group of people like to go in there and get drunk and shoot their guns in the parking lot. So, anyway.
Wow.
So we do have some places that have live music, and but I don't go to clubs anyway, so that don't bother me. I wish we had like a supper club, like where you could go hear live music and eat and have a meal, and that would be cool. Then we do have a place uptown, like it's like you can get cheese and wine. They have jazz, but that's only maybe once a month.
Yeah, you don't.
I want some Mo Better Blues type shit,
Yeah. No blues club?
No, ain't no clubs in this now. You can go to Hickory, which is like 20 minutes away.
That's north
Asheville.
of you, huh?
If you want all that, drive 45 minutes to Asheville. It's just right up the hill.
Now Hickory is
got all that up there.
Is that Hickory north of you?
Hickory is east of me on I-40.
Okay. Yeah. Hickory is closer to the ocean, right?
No. Well, yeah, but I mean, it ain't close to the ocean at all. It's a 5-hour drive to the ocean from Hickory.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Was that Asheville or Asheville?
Asheville. Ash. Like
ash.
Like that stuff you got to put lotion on.
Yeah.
I thought you said Asheville. Okay, I was getting ready to say that.
No, Asheville. That's Atlanta. That's Nicholas.
I've never been there. I heard about it.
Used to be San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah, Atlanta.
The land of fruit pickers, picnickers, nitpickers, and dick lickers.
That's Atlanta?
No, it used to be San Francisco.
Mm.
No, that's San Francisco. Fruit pickers, picnickers, nitpickers, and dick lickers.
Yeah. You know what I want, man?
And Maxine Waters.
I got to try to find a good seafood place that will ship me some crab. I got a
You
neighbor.
want the Alaskan king crab?
No, hell no. I want some Chesapeake Bay blue crab.
No, blue
king.
ball crab.
Yeah, no king
That
crab.
should be easy to find.
You
Lee.
can't make gumbo with king crab. Come on.
You ever baptized a gumbo?
I'd like to have some good gumbo, homemade gumbo. I got a lady that lives next door that's from New Orleans,
Yeah,
and she
you gotta
said
be
she would
careful,
make
though.
some.
She
So I'm
might
trying-
put some roots on you if you ain't careful. Put a little Suge Avery piss in your gumbo.
Some what?
A little Suge Avery piss in there, a little voodoo in your gumbo. Them New Orleans girls, we put one monkey hair, two tablespoons of Granny's piss, and 3 mushrooms and 2 clover,
And watch his eyeballs spin in his head.
Yeah.
Huh?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a horrible thought, man.
Yes,
I don't
it
think
is.
voodoo works unless you believe it. It's like a horoscope. You read your horoscope,
Yeah.
you make that shit happen.
Yeah,
throughout
right.
your day. Yeah, I don't think it works.
Your horrible scope. Well, let's see here. The White House spokesperson Huckabee Sanders follows the president's immigration policy. Yeah, whatever.
James Alexander
Go get a
got
cheeseburger.
new job. I just got an email. Congratulate James Alexander on his new position at Primerica. What's Primerica?
I don't know.
This is not a radio station.
I don't know what that is.
Did you ever work with James?
No. Very dear
Y'all
friend.
from the same era, though.
Yeah. James worked in Detroit while I was in Chicago at WBMX. He was in Chicago. There was James before me. Yeah, I think James programmed BMX before me, and then he went to Detroit.
Primerica is a loan, like some kind of work from home
Okay.
company. Yeah. Go ahead.
But yeah, we never competed or worked together. But I've always had great respect for his accomplishments. A great programmer. Good guy. Good guy. I like James A. Classy guy.
Yeah, I met him, and I was working records in, this was about 95. I was working for Rip It, and we went through Augusta, and he was the program director there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, are you the James Alexander?
You're good for
He's
that
like-
kind of crap.
I'm like, hold on. The guy that was in Detroit, and that James Alexander? He was like, yeah. I'm like, hey, man, before I even work this record, can you autograph one of your business cards for me, please?
You didn't do that.
I did.
Did you do that to James?
I'm like, you're a legend, dude. Then he played my record, too, after that.
Oh, that was a double down.
Yeah, I stroked his ego a little bit and then got my record played.
Oh, that was your strategy, huh?
Stanley Winslow told me you don't have to pay everybody to play your music.
Well, that's true. Just
If-
have a
if
good
people
song.
If people say, hey, man, do you know Stanley's coming to town this week? If people look forward to seeing you and your record is halfway decent, if you have a good relationship, they're going to try to help you if they can.
Absolutely.
But if you go in hold on. We've changed your password as you asked. See, this is some bullshit.
You didn't ask for your password to
No,
be changed?
Netflix, I ain't changed. If you did not ask,
Don't do anything.
let's see. Yeah, I don't know.
Somebody's trying to use your account.
Yeah, it happened to my homeboy last week. He logged in and it was all in Spanish and shit. So, not only they taking our jobs, they taking our Netflix accounts too now. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, you got to be careful with these different accounts and what have you, because these hackers, they're malicious. And most of them are foreigners, and they're trying to get to your bank account.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they want. They want to get to the money. So if you get one of those emails that says you've just changed your email, your password or something, especially if it's your bank, call them
Yeah.
immediately.
And you know what I hate is my bank. Sometimes like a month ago, I'm out paying bills and doing shit, shopping, and all of a sudden I get to this convenience store. It's like the fourth stop, and it says your card was declined. So I call the bank. I'm like, hey, what's up? They were like, well, we saw where you paid this bill, then you bought groceries here, and then I'm like, yeah, I do that shit every month. They're like, well, we just want to make sure it was you doing it. Why would it be anybody else doing it? I pay that same bill at that same place every month.
It's your pattern.
Don't shut my card off without calling me first, because I'm out here hemmed up in the grocery store now,
right.
fucking with y'all
about
my damn card.
Exactly. Yeah, it's embarrassing. You know, and I'm sure the merchants see it all the time, but it's embarrassing. You know, you standing there in the line, and they're all loud, oh, your card was rejected. You got another one?
It's really bad when somebody's food stamp card gets declined. That's really bad.
That means you're going to go hungry tonight.
If somebody's food stamp card gets declined and it's under $50, I just say, here, I got you.
I got you. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
People a little short on the, you know.
Especially if they got kids with them.
Yeah, and I want to get up out of there. Let's go. Keep it rolling.
That's right.
Sure enough.
Absolutely.
Well, Oscar Mayer bacon, my brothers.
Yeah, I support the Lakers.
Absolutely.
Not really.
Salami and bacon.
Not really.
Starbucks and all
Can't
that
stand the Lakers.
Okay,
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out and making it the Lee Michaels Show one more again. Appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's noon in the Midwest and 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Side. Y'all be good. Be peaceful. Stay alert. Don't let the sucker in the White House keep pulling you down. Because he's not about you. It's all about him. Let's get rid of him some kind of way. Encourage him to keep putting both feet in his mouth. And sooner or later, he's going to choke on those foots. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Love you.